You know, for the past probably 16 days, I've been really dealing with a weight loss plateau. And, you know, I kind of hit a milestone on my weight loss journey where I got below 210 on January 28th, and today's the 12th. But I've noticed between the last 16 days, my weight's been kind of fluctuating between like that 205 to like 208, kind of within 2-3 pounds. I've kind of noticed that I'm just not losing weight, and 16 days. And I know that can be kind of frustrating. You know, a lot of people end up throwing in the towel and giving up because they're hitting this plateau. But I know with all the experience that I have over decades, I think I know what I need to do to bust through this plateau. Now, if you're new to my channel, I've had some new subscribers. And if you're not familiar with who I am, my name is Tim Ernst. I'm an intermittent keto fasting coach who has personally helped hundreds of men from all over the world to lose at least 40 pounds in 16 weeks using my Keto Shed 40 program. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, what I'll do, I'll just put like a link to a video down below, and then you'll be sent to a video where you'll get more details as to how I could possibly help you. But anyway, going back to this weight loss plateau, I've been kind of fluctuating between, like, I think the lowest I got was 204.5. And sometimes I'll go to 207, sometimes 208, and then I go back down again. And I've been doing this for like 16 days. So over 2 weeks, I've noticed this. And what I've been doing is I've been doing 2 meals a day, carnivore. I was supposed to quit carnivore. I was only supposed to do it for 30 days. And I kind of broke the carnivore diet by eating a large salad. And I just didn't like the way I felt after eating that big salad with all the fiber. So I've kind of returned back to carnivore. I actually like it, actually. So anyway, I've been doing that. And then sometimes I'll sprinkle in some 1 meal a days. And then I'll fast all day Saturday and won't eat until Sunday. And I'm still dealing with this weight loss plateau. But I think I know what to do to break this plateau. There's 3 ideas that kind of came to my head where I've done all 3 of these, but I don't know if I've done them all at once. So we're gonna give this a shot, and we're gonna see how it goes. And I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna bust through this plateau. All right, so done with the walk. Now, before I share with you these 3 tips that's gonna bust through this weight loss plateau like I'm experiencing right now. I gotta take kids to school, gotta get a good gym workout. But then after that, I think you're gonna like it, so stay tuned. All right, so we are in the gym, a little crowded today. We're gonna be working on a little bit of back, chest, legs, and we'll do 1 exercise for shoulders. So we're gonna be doing 4 sets of 10, except for the last set. We're gonna do what's called partials. Oh, that's heavy. Last set of these, we're gonna be doing partials, and I go a little bit heavier on partials. You're just gonna do quarter reps at the top, so in the stretch position. That's it, so you're just getting a stretch on the last, so you're gonna do partial. So you can go really heavy with that, just in the stretch position. All right, next exercise, we're gonna be doing hammer strength decline, okay? So I'm gonna be doing about 190 pounds. This isn't a lot of weight, but what's gonna make this hard is we can only rest for 60 seconds in between each set. All right, now we're gonna be supersetting the outer thigh with inner thigh. So we're gonna go back and forth, superset, only 2 sets of 12. All right, now we're gonna be doing seated calves. I gotta be transparent, my calves absolutely suck. So I train them really, really hard. So we're gonna do about 3 sets of 15. Toes inward. So I go toes are outward, my heels together to get the inner part of the calf. All right, so now we're gonna be doing leg extension, all right? 3 sets of 12, except for that last set, we're gonna do long length partials, okay? You can only rest for 60 seconds in between each set. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so now we're just doing quarter reps. Less than that, just real small movements. Quarter reps. Keep going. Here we go. We are almost done. We're gonna be doing lateral raises, but not your typical lateral raises. You're gonna have to go lightweight on these. These are full range of motion, and I still can't get used to doing these. Harder than it looks. The workout is finally done, and we still got to talk about those 3 tips on how to break a weight loss plateau. Now, hopefully you're not just here for the workouts, because I gotta be honest with you, you can work out 2 hours every single day. If you don't get your nutrition right, you are never gonna lose weight, and you're certainly not gonna break a weight loss plateau. All right, we had to make a little bit of a pit stop here. All right, so let's talk about these 3 tips that you can use to break a weight loss plateau. Now, I wanna stress before I go any further, okay? This is gonna be a tool in your toolbox, and also I would not start with this if you've just started on your weight loss journey and you need to lose like 40, 50, 60 plus pounds. I wouldn't recommend you do this, and I'll tell you why. If you do this, you're probably gonna lose weight too fast. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna back yourself up into a corner, and you're not gonna have anywhere to go, okay? There's only so many calories you can cut. There's only so much exercise you can do. before you start to realize that when you plateau, you're not going to have any room to go anywhere else. So this is only for those who need to lose like the last 10, 15, possibly 20 pounds, okay? I've got about 15 pounds to go. My goal is to get to 190. I started on January 2nd of this year, 2025 at 233. So I've only got 15 pounds to go, okay? So I want you to keep in mind these 3 tips, okay, to break your weight loss plateau. Number 1, we're going to talk about how many meals you should be eating throughout the day in order to break this weight loss plateau. Number 2, we're going to talk about what kind of foods you should be eating in these meals. And number 3, we're going to talk about what's the most optimal time to eat these meals to break a weight loss plateau. Okay, so number 1, if you're someone who's been on this weight loss journey for, since the beginning of this year and you've been doing carnivore, keto, you're doing like your 2-3 meals a day, I want you to cut back to just 1 meal a day, okay? Just 1 meal a day. That's all you're gonna do. And the next thing that you're gonna do is actually the most important thing is like, what kind of food should you be eating in this 1 meal? Now, this is very critical because there are people out there that think, well, if I'm just eating 1 meal a day, I can just cram all my calories in that 1 meal and it doesn't matter what I eat. I can eat whatever I want as long as I'm in a calorie deficit. Well, here's the thing. You might lose weight eating anything you want in a calorie deficit, but it's going to be 10 times harder to stick to and actually do, okay? And I'll tell you why. If you're eating a bunch of foods that's processed and carbs and sugars and you're going out to eat and you're like, well, I won't eat 1 meal a day, so it doesn't matter. Well, let me tell you something. When you start eating all that processed stuff and carbs, what's going to happen is that your blood sugars are going to spike, your insulin's going to spike, and about an hour after that, they're all going to come down and crash, okay? And you're going to be hungry again, therefore making it harder to stick to 1 meal a day. You're just going to be too hungry, okay? So this goes into point number 2. So what foods should I be eating in my 1 meal a day? Proteins and fats. That is it. Just protein and fat. And what this is going to do, it's going to stabilize blood sugar. You're not going to have these insulin spikes. Therefore, you're not going to crash and therefore wake up from your carb coma wanting to eat again, okay? Because high protein and high fat foods are going to keep you satiated. Therefore, you can go longer in between meals, okay? It makes absolutely no sense to eat a bunch of carbs and sugars in your 1 meal a day. You're totally defeating the purpose of 1 meal a day. You want to eat a lot of protein, a lot of fats. This is going to keep you satiated, and therefore you're going to be able to adhere to 1 meal a day much, much easier. Okay, number 3, the last and final tip. This one's going to be difficult. Most people, including myself, whenever I've done 1 meal a day, I usually put it toward the end of the day. And there's like a little bit of a psychological thing that goes on that, and this is how I don't know how you think, but this is how I think. I'm like, well, I'm going to push my meal later in the day so it gives me something to look forward to. Hey, I can skip breakfast, I can skip lunch because I got something to look forward to. I can have my 1 big meal at the end of the night or at the end of the day, after work, whatever. That can work, but there's another strategy that's going to work even better, okay? And the reason why you don't want to have 1 meal a day toward the end of the day is because most people are less active toward the end of the day. They come home from work, they eat their 1 big meal. What do? They're sitting on the couch watching TV. So now you've just consumed all these calories and your body is kind of just resting. You're just kind of chilling out on the couch, watching the news or whatever. Not very optimal when you're when you're less mobile, okay, and you're just sitting on the couch, okay? So what I would recommend is do ETRF. I want you to remember that. What that's going to do is that you want to take all your calories and you want to eat them earlier in the day, okay? So what does that look like? Now, this may be difficult to do based on your schedule because maybe, you don't work out till the evening or, you work or whatever it is. But what's really optimal, you're going to be more active early in the day. You're going to work out. Maybe you're at your job. You're moving around. You're more physical. So it would make sense to have that 1 meal a day and all those calories toward the beginning of the day. Now, I know this is a little bit of a mind shift. I know I had to shift my mind around this as well because I'm so used to pushing my meal toward the end of the day. But you want to put it at the beginning of the day. This way, you're just going to go through those calories, okay? And then by the time you go to bed,
your stomach's gonna be completely empty. And then you kind of have something to look forward to the next morning. You get to eat a little bit earlier, okay? So I would recommend, if you can, try to eat between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m., kind of somewhere in that range. So basically, the latest time you're kind of having lunch, but you kind of want to have a little bit before 12. And what you're going to find is that your body's going to be able to process those calories better. You're going to feel better. You'll feel alert. And then by the time you get to the end of the day, you're not going to be eating because you're going to be sitting on the couch watching TV. You're going to be less mobile. So it makes sense to have your calories toward the beginning of the day. So let's just recap all of that, all right? If you've been stuck on this weight loss plateau, you're going to go to 1 meal a day. Number 2, you're only going to eat high protein and fat in that meal. And then number 3, you're going to eat the majority of your calories earlier in the day instead of pushing them off at night, okay? So those are the 3 tips that I've actually used that work very, very well. Now you may be thinking, okay, well, how long do I do this for? Well, you probably want to just test it out. Test it out. Maybe do it for like 5-7 days. If you need to go longer, go longer. But I would recommend maybe just try it for a week, and I guarantee you that scale is going to start dropping, okay? I'm going to be doing this. I'll be updating you on how it's going. Like I said, I've been kind of like plateauing for the past 16 days. I've been kind of hovering around that 205, 208, and I'm trying to get underneath that 200. So this is why this technique will work for you. If you're stuck and you're getting close to your goal, you don't want to just throw in the towel. A lot of people around this time of year, they throw in the towel. They feel like they're stuck. It's not working, so they just totally give up, all right? So I hope this video helps you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and like the video. Until then, I will see you next time.